Joseph, reveal yourself. When the cup was found in Benjamin's bag, the brothers of Joseph tore their clothes. Then they all loaded their donkeys and returned to the city. Joseph was still in the house waiting for them, and they threw themselves to the ground before him. "What is this you have done? Don't you know that a man like me can find things out by divination?" Then Judah replied, "What can we say to my Lord? What can we say? How can we prove our innocence? God has uncovered our guilt. We are now my Lord's slaves, we ourselves, and Benjamin who was found to have the cup." "No need for that. Only the man who was found to have the cup will become my slave. The rest of you, go back to your father in peace." "Please, my lord, let your servant speak a word to my lord. Do not be angry with your servant, though you are equal to Pharaoh himself." "What do you want to say?" "We told you before that we have an aged father, and there is a young son born to him in his old age, and his brother is dead. And he is the only one of his mother's son left, and his father loves him. Then you say, bring him down to you, so you can trust us. When I told my father this, he said to me, if harm comes to him, he would get killed. Your servant guaranteed the boy's safety to my father. Now then, please let your servant remain here as my lord's slave in the place of the boy, and let the boy return with his brother." Then Joseph could no longer control himself and cried out, "Have everyone leave my presence!" So there was no one with Joseph except his brothers. Joseph. And he wept so loudly that the Egyptians heard him, and Pharaoh's household heard about it. "I am Joseph. Is my father still living?" Ooh. But his brothers were not able to answer him because they were terrified. "Come closer to me. I am your brother Joseph, the one you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed and do not be angry with yourselves for selling me here, because it was to save lives that God sent me ahead of you. For the next 5 years there will be still famine." "Joseph!" "So then it was not you who sent me here, but God. He made me father to Pharaoh, lord of his entire household, and ruler of all Egypt. Now hurry back to my father and said all this to him." He continued with crying. "Say to him that his son, Joseph, to whom God has made lord of all Egypt, so come down to me and live in the region of Goshen and be near me. All his children and grandchildren, his flocks and herds, and all he has, I will provide for him there, because 5 years of famine are still to come. Otherwise, he and his household and all who belongs to him will become destitute. You can see for yourselves, and so can my brother Benjamin, that it is really I am speaking to you. Tell my father about all the honor accorded me in Egypt and about everything you have seen, and bring my father down here quickly." Then he threw his arm around his brother Benjamin and wept, and Benjamin embraced him, weeping. And he kissed all his brother and wept over them. Afterward his brothers talked with him. When the news reached Pharaoh's palace that Joseph's brother had come, Pharaoh and all his officials were pleased. Pharaoh said to Joseph, "Tell your brothers that load their animals and return to the land of Canaan, and bring your father and your families back to me. I will give you the best of the land of Egypt. Never mind about belongings, because the best of all Egypt will be theirs." So the brothers of Joseph went up out of Egypt and came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan. "Father, Joseph is still alive. In fact, he is ruler of all Egypt." When they told Israel everything, he said,
"It is enough. My son Joseph is still alive. I will go and see him before I die."
Afterwards, all the family and brothers went to Joseph, and they lived together happily. Now don't be worried, don't be angry with yourselves because you sold me here. God sent me here ahead of you to save people's lives. Genesis chapter 45 verse 5.